Hello, everybody. My name is Zeenat Lakdawalla, spiritual artist and energy healer, and the founder of SoulSearch. I am the creator of the world's first light language sacred geometry grids, and I am a transformational energy healer with over 10 years of experience. I connect with the supreme consciousness from where I receive information from various higher dimensional beings that assist me in bringing the most benevolent light language in the form of codes, instructions, and sacred blueprints. This helps in awakening of the dormant soul and high vibrational shifts that allows one to heal and renew, motivate, become powerful, growth, and seek abundance. I am delighted to be here today with Touch a Life Foundation and to be part of the celebration of the World Kindness Day 2022. I'll be speaking about the impact of mental well-being on our physical body and the role of kindness. Here I have a question. What does mental health include? And how is it important to be kind to yourself that leads into a healthier well-being? The answer to this, as I've seen over the years, is that it lies at our birth. When we are born, we are pristine, as we know everything pertaining to our well-being. We cried when we needed food, or wanted to sleep, or were having any kind of discomfort. As the time progressed, we were then put through routine. And at this moment, we unlearned what we always knew about ourselves. And here is where we started ignoring self. Here is where we started to work ourselves to please and to be wanted and to be loved by others. Here is where the state of lack and the need to fill the void began. When children are knowingly or unknowingly made to feel unwanted, or are pushed to perform, or are abused physically or emotionally, they either become attention seeker or they want to become invisible even to their own parents and the world. They work so hard through their toddlerhood to the adulthood, and they are constantly trying to please, accommodate, or want to disappear and be on the path of self-sacrificing. So if you closely observe at yourself or at the people around you, you will notice one of the other. One kind of people who are trying to please or wanting to overachieve. And at another spectrum, you will find a rebel who's challenging or criticizing everything and everybody. This is a distress in either way, where you are pulled or stretched, which is self-sabotaging at various levels. This state of being, where we know it as mental imbalance. And when this is not addressed or healed, it disrupts the flow of your machinery, which is your physical body, causing illnesses and diseases. Our physical body main operating system is cognitive and to understand emotions and feelings that translates into the functioning to yield results. This has a direct impact or effect on the law of attraction. And here I would like you to look at your bank balance. Your bank balance is directly related to your health. If your wealth is not increasing, you have to look at your physical body, your emotional body, and your mental body of how you are feeling. Our creation capacity is at its best when we have both these faculties, which is your emotion and your mental health, working together. As I say, that your self-worth is your net worth. And so if you are surrounded with anxiety, stress, depression, fear, anger, you will find that it is challenging to live to your capacity and to create and to manifest. The body performs from the cues that it receives from both these important faculties of emotions and mental balance. And here you must note that every communication that is received by your physical body passes through the emotion body. And it is the bridge between your physical and your mental body. So any mental disharmony takes away the essence of responsibility. And the responsibility here means the ability to respond to yourself, to your needs, to the people around you. I have seen people who are experiencing disharmony are vulnerable to addiction and are constantly moving towards self-sabotaging. And they're constantly wanting to mull into the feeling of lack. And over a period of time, they become so comfortable in the zone, and that is called staying the victim or playing the victim card. One finds that they are engulfed with feeling irritable. There is a constant guilt, hopelessness, low and lack of energy, jealousy, envy. And when you are surrounded with these, it impacts your sleeping, which is very, very important for your function, for your faculties to be performing well. And when this disorder of sleep happens, it results also into your eating disorder and your state of addiction, or you wanting to stay aloof. And then there is this eternal rush that happens, that you either want to be superior or you want to stay inferior. And during this time, when I have connected with clients and I worked with them, one of the things that I ask them to do is that in this journey, you must identify how your body and its faculties are being and are performing. So when you look at people and you are only bound with limitations, I want you to do one thing. I wish I had better is what we say. I wish I had a better family is what we want. Or I want to be a great parent, or my partner or my boss must apologize to me. All of this is nothing but a mad rush to be appreciated and to be loved. And this extreme behavior or approach is to get sometimes awards and rewards. And to show how great we are, we measure our success through mental to material achievements. And sometimes this extends to our children. People choose to thank everybody in their lives, but they forget to share that gratitude to themselves. It's very interesting that I have noticed that when people are accepting, and when you see their acceptance speech worldwide, rarely have I heard the recipient thanking his body or her body or their mental state. And they always go on to thank people around them. We are so absorbed and in acknowledging others that we forget the absence of us, and not remembering that in the absence of us, others do not exist. We forget that we do not know how vital and the importance and the limitless beings that we are, as we are constantly either trying to please or hiding behind. Both extremes are harmful to growth and expansion. Since early childhood, we have trained to be in gratitude towards others. And we understand that aspect, and we make the most of it. We accept and we acknowledge everybody. We presumably think that having gratitude for others is moral, and that's about it. We don't go beyond that. Now let's just move this light from others over to yourself, onto ourselves. And let me state here very, very clearly that what you're looking for outside, whether that is love or you wanting to fall in love, the fundamental key here is that if you cannot love yourself, it's impossible to love anybody else. You can be in this state and pretend, but it will not last. It's got its own shelf life. So when you are expressing gratitude to yourself in every second of your life, you bring about the change in your neurological faculties. I have, as long as I remember, said thank you to everyone, right from the doorman to the CEO of the companies where I have worked. I have been training my mind since then to thank others, but at the same time, I have constantly kept acknowledging myself for the effort that I have put, whether it was to create a great campaign that got the highest return on investment year on year for the company. So why is it that we ignore to include ourselves in the contribution to that success? Was one of the questions that I would ask. So I believe that gratitude towards self is not informed to us. Nobody teaches us. Nobody taught us at home, and nobody bothered to teach us in schools or high schools. People presume that being in gratitude and kindness is a way of life, but for others. And we forget that the chain of the strain of gratitude and kindness begins with you. So if you lack or do not express your gratitude to yourself and humble and be kind to yourself, it is very difficult to move forward for a longer period of time. You will have successes. You will go inches forward in your life. But it may not last as long as you would like it to last. So have you ever wondered then why, even if you are kind to others, they sometimes do not reciprocate your kindness in the same manner? The answer is very simple, which is that I, for one, have understood over the years in my healing journey is that I am the mirror of my own life. So I can see myself and everything else is a blur. It is just a reflection. So the first right to express kindness has to be me, has to be towards myself, to tell myself, to be for myself. As we say, charity begins at home. In this case, the true kindness begins with self. It does not mean that you are going to be selfish and that people always say if you're thinking about yourself, it's wrong. And then you go on to this guilt trip or you feel not worthy. I can guarantee you that over the period of time of my work in this journey, the only truth of life is that kindness expressed to self goes a long way of having a healthy mental and emotional state. So when you are in your journey of learning mindful kindness, there are a few things that you will have to practice every day until it becomes your first nature, replacing what was no longer and is no longer serving you. So when you are stressed, depressed, angry, overloaded with work, feeling the unhealthy weight around you, and you've been pushed and you're punishing yourself and not acknowledging yourself and accepting, this is what you need to say to yourself. That yes, I know at this moment I am here, which could be cranky, angry, lethargy. But when I am ready, I will move to another point. This concession, by just giving this concession to yourself that when I am ready, makes a huge, phenomenal shift in your physical body, because then it is trying to move you in that direction. It is moving each and every, your trillion cells in your body are now moved and mobilized to move to that direction when you are ready. And it's going to prepare you. Your physical body will prepare you when you inform yourself, when you acknowledge yourself and you give concession to yourself. One more thing that you must always learn to say is no. So yes to saying no is the mantra that I follow. When you are in the act of kindness, you need to know where to draw boundaries. Because if you do not know where to draw your boundaries, you are not being honest to yourself. So if you want to exercise and express this virtue of kindness, you need to have a healing space, which is without fear. And that comes about when you know when to say no to yourself, to others, to people, to demanding jobs, to demanding partners. You need to know where your boundaries are. And thereby they will know where their boundaries are towards you. One of the physical activity that I can give you, and this you can do for 21 days. And at a personal level, when I did this, and this is one of my favorites, when we do any activity for 21 days, it becomes a part of us. It becomes our nature. It becomes our routine. Every routines that you are following today, starting from the birth when you were potty trained till now, comes from the act of 21 days. So do this and tell me how you feel. Stand in front of the mirror, have an eye contact, and say, I love you. Look into the eye, look into your eyes, and then smile. Do this for every day for the next 21 days. When you do this, there are going to be various things that will come up, various flare of emotions that will come up. And all that you have to say is that at this moment I feel this, but I know I can feel better. The next thing that you can do is that write on the piece of paper of all the things that you want to say no to. By writing, you are expressing and acknowledging yourself to things that you would want to let go of. And so write that and tear it. Say this thing as many times as possible. It is safe for me to be honest. It's a virtue. Honesty is a virtue. And through our survival programming, we somewhere pick onto energies or we pick onto words just to survive. And we forget the truth and the true essence that we are. So in order to have kindness towards yourself, you need to be honest. So do say that as many times as you can. The cognitive mind might say that, how can I say this and get away with it? Remember, you are in the yes universe. So whatever you will say will show up for you for your highest good. And as I have seen in my work, that everything that you do for your upgradation, when you change your ISO, when you change your phone, when you want to upgrade yourself, the universe will reward you. And this reward starts at your subtle, and then it is experienced in your gross body. And as I had started by saying the law of attraction, when you change in your subtle, you will start attracting different realities for yourself. And that will show up as compliments, as being invited for parties, for dinners and for lunches, get upgrades without asking for, definitely have more discounts in places that you never imagined would give you, and you will see savings and more money in your account. To see the changes in your physiological level, when you do act of gratitude towards yourself, there is a hormone that is released into the brain that will relax your body. Your body's temperature will be maintained. That will help your cortisols in your body to reduce and to harmonize, telling your heart rate that it is safe, you do not have to run. And all the inflammation that has been caused into your lungs and inflammation into various organs of your body starts reducing. The redness, the anger in your body starts reducing. So when you do these things and things that show up for you, you are rewiring your brain. And therefore, your response to yourself will change. And conversely, your environment in which you work will also start changing. So whatever you give to your body, the thumb rule is, it will return to you 10,000-fold. If you give kindness to your body, kindness will be shown to you by the act by others towards you. So when you are in the space of kindness, you will only draw kindness. And by this, I will end this by saying to you that may you always receive and be in the space of kindness that starts through you and from you reaches us and to this planet with total ease. May there be always so much for you. May there always be so much of love for you. May you always be in gratitude. Thank you.